What animal do you think could survive in space the longest?
Hey, yo, welcome back to the High Kicks podcast.
Chad,
How
stop
are we doing,
cheating.
guys?
Chad, stop cheating.
I
I see your dumbass. Fuck you.
I don't know
Finger
what you're talking
guns.
about.
Sea urchin was my answer. Because it's alive and maybe it could survive in space for like a little bit.
You guys are going to hate me. Don't call me a nerd for this. I'm going with a tardigrade.
What the fuck did you just call me?
Nerd.
Bro, I thought I was being a nerd by saying a
Look at this
sea
thing,
urchin.
bro. Look at this thing, bro. Brian knows what this is by name, bro. That's a little freaky, I can't lie.
Bro, that looks like fucking a grown dust mite, like out of my face.
So they are microscopic animals that can survive like near volcanic vents in the ocean. They can survive like without air. They can survive in freezing temperatures. I think they can survive in a vacuum. I'm not sure.
In tardigrades build spaceships and spacesuits and go to space.
I
No, they cannot.
I don't know if they need spacesuits.
So can I change my answer from sea urchin to sponge then?
I feel like a sponge would be more reliant. I feel like you should go with like a jellyfish.
I was going with a sponge because sponge.
By the way,
but
I just Googled it. I'm right. Tardigrades actually can survive in space.
Brian, fuck you. Let's move on. Wait, Chad, what's your answer? You didn't even say shit.
I was gonna say jellyfish.
Jellyfish? Okay, that's a good answer.
There is that. Hold on. There is that one species of jellyfish that is literally immortal.
That's what I'm saying.
So Brian, do me a favor and make it a 2-box for half of the episode now, because you don't deserve to be around. Because what the fuck is that goddamn answer?
I don't have the 2-box set up, guys. I'm not doing that. We're gonna throw this over to Chad, and Chad is gonna segue us and lead us in this week's Premier League discussion.
All right, so Chad, we're just gonna avoid Brian at all costs. So
okay,
keep it going.
Okay, yeah. Brian ruined that beginning, just like how Liverpool are ruining the league. But who isn't ruining the league? Leicester City.
You are wrong.
Cinema. We are partial owners of Brighton now. Former future Leicester City was, they were like the next Leicester, and everyone's like, oh, the next big thing is sliced bread. Motherfucker, we bake the bread. But
if Brighton end up getting a title, then they're the next Leicester. But till that point, hell no.
Man, we've finally scored a goal after since February 7th. The week we have not scored a goal.
Bro, are you dead ass?
It was against United. We went 1, 2, 3.
Bro,
4,
you didn't
5,
score
6,
a goal in 2 months.
7 straight matches without a goal.
Bro, it's been
yeah. Steffi put a shot on target and the ball rolled in. So you know what? It fucking counts. And then Nicole tied it. Fantastic header by him. I'm trying to remember who gave him the assist.
Also, real quick, screw you guys. You're getting your wish.
Thank God.
Oh my God. Anyways, why do I look so ugly? Hold on, I need to move this. This is. There we go. At least I'm centered and ugly. Anyways, yeah, El Hanous, fantastic ball. I think Akoli was shocked that that was such a perfect ball to begin with, and we got a point.
You got a point. I think
we didn't lose.
I think more than anything, Leicester getting a point is hilarious.
8 straight losses.
8 straight losses and absolutely zero chance of getting out of the relegation zone.
No. This is when it begins.
So are you saying Wolves and West Ham are going to lose out the rest of the season, and
Yes.
you are going to win out the season and take their spot?
Yes.
I'm just going to jump back in real quick. Chad, stop playing so much Schedule 1. Back to you guys.
He likes to test the product in Schedule 1. So in terms of Chad's mental state, I'm going to head over to my mental state, which is almost as mad. But yeah, we suck. Man U sucks. Fuck Man U.
Actually,
that's all I wanted to say.
You guys can't even reach mid. You're 14th.
Bro, we are getting dog walked this season. We are literally a garbage franchise.
You know, man, it's a winnable game against Lyon tomorrow.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
As long as Onana is in net, I mean, it is a winnable game against Lyon. But as long as Onana is in net, like...
This isn't Onana for Inter. This is...
Or Ajax.
Yeah. Like...
I don't know, man.
I don't really... Yeah. Man U sucks. Leicester, congratulations on the draw. Liverpool, yeah, you won 2-1, and you pretty much sealed up the league, and now fucking Mo Salah is just stat padding for the rest of the season. But yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be able, like, I'm not knocking him at all because of he's had an amazing season, but he has fallen off a fair amount in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And like we have gone from this is Mo Salah's Ballon d'Or to lose to now right now it's Rafinha's. It's Rafinha's. And
he's borderline top 3 now.
Yeah. Like the Premier League goal and assist output has fallen off a little bit dramatically.
A little bit dramatically. Nah. Like honestly, if Mo Salah kept up the pace that he was at, he would have already been at 30-20 plus.
You know,
and he would have been dominating the Prem more. So it's just, yeah, like Liverpool won already. They know it.
If Mo Salah played in serious international games, that would be the difference maker.
Okay, Jamie Carragher.
Mo Salah should change his allegiance to San Marino. That's when he'll start winning Ballon d'Ors.
I understand.
Give me 6 goals against
I understand. They got their first win in God knows how many years, and then they went and got their second win.
Yep.
But no one is fucking making San Marino. Legit. I don't give a fuck.
Chad, what are you going to do? Just like stand in net and take up all the space?
Yes.
Fair.
Rude.
Dude.
He's fat shaming me, guys. Cancel that man. Bro, cancel him.
Cancel Brian. Brian's a bitch.
I've heard your girlfriend say so much worse.
Back to Chad and Carl talks. Fuck Brian.
No, but so I will give you guys a 2-box at some point because I've been annoying you. But the last 2 things I want to hit on in the Prem are just what? Okay.
Brian.
The last 2 things I want to hit on in the Prem are the fact that Chelsea drew Ipswich after losing to them earlier in the season. So that's just funny.
That's what we call improvement.
Chad, are we doing this?
That's what we call improvement.
That's what we call improvement.
And then are you going to talk about shitty smacking Palace? Palace didn't play Man U. Don't expect a win.
No, I want to just talk about the fact that 1, how poor Spurs look, and 2, ever since Wolves hired their new manager,
immaculate signing.
They've been fantastic. They are doing so much more with so much less than clubs like Spurs and clubs like Man U. Carl doesn't wear glasses, so he put on his blue light glasses upside down so he doesn't feel left out.
Bro, thank God I'm not looking at like porn or something because it's very reflective of what I'm looking
Hold on,
at.
I'll put on porn.
Chad, Jesus. I'm not cutting that, by the way. But I don't know. As we all kind of know, the Premier League title race is over. But Chad mentioned this earlier. I mean, we don't only talk footy on the show. The three of us talk footy all the goddamn time. But from 3rd to 7th for the last 6 games of the season is going to be a watch. The Premier League has 5 Champions League spots and theoretically a 6th if United
Theoretically.
if United can somehow win. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fucking theoretically Arsenal can bottle it.
I mean, let's not get too crazy.
Bro. But
Start
their
tanking
current
for Cooper Flag.
But like it would be wild if, let's say, like Spurs or United win the Europa League. Because that would just be insane.
Spurs doesn't have a shot in hell of doing it, and Man U has almost less of a shot. So,
here's the deal. If Spurs, and we don't usually talk Europa League, but if Spurs get through Frankfurt, as bad as they've been, I don't see them losing to Bodo Glimt.
Look,
and
yeah,
I also don't
it's
see
Bodo Glimt.
I don't see Lazio turning that around either. And if United gets through Lyon, look, if Rangers beats Athletic Club somehow, I don't see Rangers.
Why are we
losing.
even saying this? Athletic Club is fucking winning this goddamn tournament.
Yeah,
Can we please move on?
Bilbao are like, dude, they have aura.
Bro,
They are the ultimate aura farmers, man.
And also, guess what? The Europa League is a Spanish award.
That's
I
fair.
don't care. Like,
I'm just saying there is a world.
Bro, if fucking Getafe was right here, right now, I would say Getafe is going to smack the living shit out of every other team there.
I'm just saying there's a world where United or Spurs squeak into the Champions League by way of winning the Europa League. And Carl, if that happens somehow for you guys, that makes the rebuild that Amorim's trying to do so much easier.
Yeah, but let's be honest, is that about to happen?
No.
Hell to the fuck no. So
absolutely not.
Please stop trying to get my hopes up over a fucking 14th place finish and absolutely nothing to look forward to, because Bayern also lost in the fucking Champions League. So suck me. Chad, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I'm going on a goddamn rant about this goddamn Champions League. Bayern, you suck. That's pretty much it. That's my rant.
Since we are talking
Chad,
about,
turn those glasses back upside down right now.
No. Lautaro Martinez has been mentioned.
All right, it's serious time. It's serious time.
If you guys have not seen Inter Milan play yet, I recommend you hop on the bandwagon. You hop on the absolute wagon that this team is before it is too late. Mostly because this team is the ultimate definition of gritty, brainless, just fucking get the ball forward, put it in the back of the net ball.
Bro, literally just throw your body at it. Fucking someone will get it. And guess what? Lautaro Martinez will put it in the back of the net. It doesn't matter who gets him the ball. If you would finish
saying what it sounded like you were going to say the first time, I thought you were about to say Lautaro Martinez, and I was going to roast the shit out of you.
I was going to keep on talking, but then I was like, nope, I just stumbled over his name so bad.
Him and Thuram, man. Oh my god.
They are deadly.
Oh yeah.
So fun.
So Chad and I were watching this game together with some other people over in Trailer Park Sports Network, and we all got a little bit worried when they took off Lautaro. that was one of those things for me where I look, it worked out, but I wouldn't have done that. Bayern were threatening at the end. I think if Bayern had somehow pulled that back into an extra time scenario,
it would have been the stupidest decision.
We would have been looking at that and been like, that substitution right there potentially could have cost the Champions League season. But that's a hypothetical. That's a what if. It ended up working out.
I honestly just look, this is a team that can get punched in the mouth and can also punch you in the mouth.
And I think they have the best matchup heading into fucking the next leg.
I just feel like I know. Okay, so I think a big difference maker is going to be if Dumfries is healthy, right?
Yeah.
Because mind you, they've made it this far without him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he is an incredibly important to that system, especially on the right side. Bayern Munich, I think, really took over the game attacking that side. And hold on, I literally forgot his name as we are speaking about him because he is playing in place of
Darmian.
Mr. Dumfries.
Darmian.
Yeah, Darmian. They've made it to the Champions League semifinals at 35-year-olds starting at right wing.
Oh, fucking Darmian, who used to be the right back for Manchester United, became the starter.
Well, yeah, but Carl, everybody gets better when they leave Man U.
Yeah, obviously. Don't fuck you.
It is.
Bro, I can't wait until you lose fucking Luis Diaz to some bullshit. I don't think that's gonna happen,
but I think Darmian, DeMarco, Mkhitaryan,
bro, Pavard has literally been a revelation for this Inter side. The way that he's able to contribute into the game, especially because what he looked like for Bayern heading into this, being able to in the first leg, did he get an assist?
I do not remember.
I don't remember
he
either.
He scored the game-winning goal though.
Yeah, exactly. Which the irony in the situation is very iron.
Wait, who scored the game-winning goal?
Pavard.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Darmian still, and I was like, what?
No. But I will say this. If it is going to be a center-back duo of Cabarsi and Araujo that this Inter team faces,
I think Thuram and Martinez could eat.
If Arsenal can 5-1 Real Madrid, anything is fucking possible at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll get to that in a second, but I just really, really think they can overwhelm Barcelona. The thing is that Inter do not need possession. They don't give a fuck about possession numbers.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just get it to Thuram and Martinez and let them do the rest.
I also think that your previous matchup sets you up for your next matchup in a sense.
Yes.
And I don't think Inter were levels above Bayern. I think this tie could have gone either way for either club. I think if they played the same tie, a 2-leg matchup 10 times, you might have 5 winners, split 5-5. If Barca and Dortmund play 10 2-leg ties, Barca's winning all 10.
Yeah.
I think Bayern Munich prepared Inter for Barca more than Dortmund prepared Barca for Inter.
And I think we should talk about that. I mean, that was a very, very interesting second half.
I just think Barca really took all gas out of the car and drove it towards the edge of a cliff.
As Cedric said, no
put on the
changeup,
emergency
no
brake, and kept on trying to shove
gas.
it just little by little to see if it would come off the edge, and it did.
we saw a Grob masterclass. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'll do respect to Grob, you know, I'll also respect to Pascal Gross, but if he was the guy that unlocked Barcelona, Mkhitaryan's about to have a fucking field day. Guys, like, I seriously, and I understand that Barcelona was playing to not concede, like,
I
not
know
blow
that.
a 4-1 lead. I get that.
I genuinely
It
think
looked
that was
really,
their
really bad.
bro.
It
I think
looked
that was their
really,
only
really
priority,
bad.
though. I genuinely
And
think
I get,
this Barca team, like,
But that's not the right priority. Like I will say,
I agree with you guys.
Barca went into their match just trying to preserve.
Yes.
And this will be a slight segue, but not really. Arsenal went into their match with Real Madrid trying to bury them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the
what you're
mentality
supposed to
that you
do.
need. Barca, it depends on your opponent to a degree. Like, I would have not actually been so disappointed in Arsenal if they had just been like, we're up 3-0. It's Real Madrid. We're at the Bernabeu. We're just going to try and not lose. But they didn't do that, and they won 2-1. And Martinelli, dagger goal late. And we'll talk about the penalties and stuff. Carl, I love when I see sirens go by in your background because it always just makes me wonder what's going on. Like, I've been to Carl's house a few times. It's like a nightly occurrence. Sirens just go by. But it's just like, you can't take your foot on gas, and you can't.
No.
Like, I said it before, but your momentum from the previous round carries into the next round.
The same way with Barca, I sort of feel about PSG. I'm sort of scared to, even though PSG didn't fully just like give up, they ended up losing to Villa 3-2. Yeah, they move on aggregate. But there was just times me and Brian watched this that they just gave the ball away. That they just like were not threatening. They didn't really do anything with their possession, even though they have one of the best midfields in the entire tournament in the world. Like, bro, Fabian Ruiz, disgusting. Vitinha, disgusting. Like, and then Hakimi is covering an entire side, but they're still having issues possessing and really trying to have good counterattacks. They really need sort of like a target man, it seems, and they don't really have it. I don't know what's going to happen heading into this next round.
I'm not super worried about PSG. I mean, I think PSG Arsenal is going to be the better tie, but yeah. I have noticed with PSG to some degree, unless they're absolutely miles better than their opponent, they don't. From what I've seen from the last two rounds, they play to the level of who they're playing against. In the sense of, like, I think if you play the Liverpool tie 10 times, I do not think it's 5-5. I think Liverpool probably come out on top more than half of those times. And they played
glazing.
No, I'm not glazing. I'm actually, it's more of a glaze on PSG because I'm saying I think they outplayed their kind of potential in the sense of.
I think they're playing with house money.
What I'm saying with them about Villa is, if PSG just came out and played their game kind of the way that we expect this PSG side to play, because don't get me wrong, don't be confused by the roster. This is the best PSG team we've seen in the last 5 years.
I agree.
And
yeah,
I think if they played their game and didn't kind of cater to a degree to the way that Villa played, they win this 6-2 across two legs. So I'm interested to see if they step up their game to the level that they need to take on Arsenal. And it's kind of interesting. I don't know if this is like an out there fact or whatever, and I don't know the stats on it, but has a team ever played 3 teams from the same domestic league in the round of 16 and then the quarterfinals and then the semifinals? Like PSG has gone through Liverpool, now Villa, now Arsenal. They could theoretically take 3 Premier League sides out of the Champions League in the knockout stage.
Hold on. You want to say that first team again?
Liverpool.
Fuck you, man.
Shit happens. Does it suck for me? Am I bummed? Yeah, but shit happens.
Bro, it's also your first season with.
All right, Torfin.
Everyone forgets about this stupid shit. Everyone forgets about this.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that, like, you guys are laughing at me, but
bro, I just fucking hate this goddamn Liverpool bullshit.
If we cut this back to the beginning of the season, preseason, whatever was slot, I said I was looking for top 4, and like,
all right, Brian interrupted me, and now he's just glazing. Why?
No, I'm just saying.
Why did I let this man go?
I'm not glazing, but I'm saying I was expecting, like,
I tried to say one
4.
nice thing about fucking Liverpool, and then this kid sits over and he's like,
I was expecting top 4, and we're going to win the Premier League. I was expecting at least a Champions League quarterfinal, so that's a bummer. But all I'm saying is, like, a pretty good season for a first season with a manager. That's it. All right, fuck you guys. Laugh at me in the 2 box.
Well, yeah, that guy's team fucking sucks.
Fuck that guy. Angel grapefruit technique fucking all over the goddamn mic.
That's crazy, dude. But I don't know. I just think my pick is Arsenal, Inter Milan for the final.
I think heading into this, I think if PSG plays their game, I truly think they'll end up going to the final. But I think Arsenal are going to end up taking it, and I'm not taking Inter. I'm taking Barca.
I'm coming back into this. I'm taking PSG, and I'm taking Barca.
So we're all one team different.
Ooh, this man.
I don't know. I'm not sure how, like, with the way that Dembele is playing, with the way that Kvaratskhelia is playing, and I haven't even mentioned the 19-year-old phenom that is Desiree Doué. It all depends on how they play and how they come out, but I think given the change in mentality of PSG, like, they're no longer trying to splash the cash on super crazy, kind of that kind of talent that they've done in the past, and they're just kind of getting players that play with a philosophy that they want to play, and they're trusting the youth more. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they get this done. They are not, I don't think, the better side in this tie. I also don't think they're the most informed tie. But like I said before, they've played up to the level that they've needed to in this tournament, and I'm riding with them.
I think they're playing with house money, and I think that's the biggest thing heading into, like, late stages in a tournament. If you're in a position where you're exceeding expectation, you are in a position that you weren't expected to be in.
Agreed.
Oh, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. You go out there with the sort of swagger and confidence that is unlike any other, and you ball out. So I want to see how PSG comes out in this first leg. After that, I can actually determine, like, of course, anyone would be able to determine, but within, like, fuck you, Chad. But within, like, 20 minutes, I think I'll be able to tell if PSG...
I will be able to tell in the 89th minute of the second leg who is going to win this matchup.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful punditry there from Wolfgang Shadius Mozart. But
Did you know that when the ball goes into the back of the net, that is a goal?
Chad is playing a symphony on the air piano. I also think...
And did you know that you win a game? Like,
okay,
sorry.
So
I was going to do the Torian Prince.
Okay, so I also think, personally, I think the winner of the PSG Arsenal tie wins the Champions League.
Okay, Pookie, they didn't mean that.
You're taking Inter all the way, aren't you?
He's taking Inter all the way.
I have all in on Inter. They're gonna get like 7-0 on fucking aggregate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be honest. If Barca plays like they did at the beginning of the season,
If Barca plays like they did in the first leg, if they play like they did in the first leg against PSG, or not PSG, sorry, Bayern, not Bayern, sorry, Dortmund. I've had a couple.
I was gonna say Barca Bayern never ends well. Barca PSG, like Barca won, but like that was a minute ago.
I also think the big thing with Inter and Barcelona, Barcelona has to face Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey, like 3 days before their first leg.
And they don't sub anyone out for that.
I'm just saying, you gotta pick your poison.
Yeah, you are wrong. I think honestly they probably go for the Champions League. I think because where are they sitting in the league right now?
Also, Carl, the last
they're
time
also first.
Just when you say Barca Bayern never goes well, Barca beat Bayern 4-1 in the Champions League league phase this season.
I forgot that. Fuck you.
So like that did go well for them.
I will both Barcelona and Inter are going for trebles.
Yes.
Same with PSG. Right?
So
are they still in their League Cup?
I don't know, but I know winning a treble is an incredible accomplishment. I'm not gonna take anything away from PSG if they pull it off, but like PSG not winning the league is a failure, and PSG not winning their domestic cup is a failure. Like they're expected to win both
Aren't they
of
like
those.
facing? I thought I saw like from the French league there was like a team that like is like in like the third tier that made it to the final. Hold on.
Yes.
Are they facing PSG though? That is the question. Oh yeah,
They are.
they're facing. Yeah, they're facing Rems. No, that's not.
Oh no, they are facing Rems.
That's just a normal ass team. Never mind. Okay,
Rems. Oh, who? Oh, PSG beat. Is it Dunkirk?
No, that's Germany. I was thinking about Germany. It was Germany. That's who it was. They beat Leverkusen in the semifinal.
Yeah, Dunkirk though, who PSG beat in the semifinals in the second year.
Never forget.
But I hate to like potentially knock a team that like is in treble contention, but I don't know if PSG. I'm not any season that PSG somehow in the future win the Champions League should be a treble, given the state of everything in French football.
You know who is winning the treble this year though? Inter Milan.
No. Maybe. I don't know. But I do we kind of glossed a little bit over Arsenal's demolition of Real Madrid.
Yeah, we actually didn't really talk about it.
I was saving that for last, dude. Get fucked, losers. Fuck you. That's all I gotta say. You fucking we have our 500 Champions League. Oh yeah, that doesn't fucking help you today, does it?
Chad, was that you or was that Ref Matt today who was like, why are they crying about losing this game? They have like 15 Champions Leagues.
Yeah, they remind us of their fucking 500 trophies every single fucking year. They're like, oh. Get fucked. Yeah, that was Matt though.
It is kind of nice when the Champions League semifinals is a club.
Not Real Madrid.
No, but also when it's each club remaining represents a different league.
It's also just entertaining when fucking it becomes PSG versus Arsenal in the final, even though that's not possible.
Does history repeat itself? The last time Arsenal eliminated Real Madrid in the Champions League, they lost to Barca in the final. And they collapsed late in the match. They thought they had it secured, and then
Lamine Yamal is literally gonna put his ball sack all over Arsenal's fucking forehead. It's going to be nuts. He is literally going to get them all charged as pedophiles because he is going to drop his nuts all over them.
Don't tell Thomas Party don't tell the ghost of the goon how old Lamine Yamal is.
Jesus, Chad. So I'm waiting for some kind of pundit, some kind of person in the greater footy media to come out and say something about how Lamine Yamal needs to show up and do more stupid shit that they always say.
You know what's happened every single time, right?
Exactly my point. I'm just waiting for somebody to say it and then him to just be like, okay, bet. And just dominate. Because anytime somebody calls him out for anything, go ahead, Carl.
He gets like a goal and assist, like fucking easy, and then literally has every single dribble successful for the entire match. Possesses the ball in the opponent's third the entire time, and is running around opponent's players as if they don't exist. This dude is the realest kid that we have ever seen at this age. This is an unreal talent. This is beyond any expectation I had ever thought of putting on this kid.
Like when he debuted when he was what, like 15? It was
I thought he was good.
I thought he was good. I thought he had potential. I didn't think it was going to be this.
Bro, like, you know who I saw like really ball out? Fati. And I was like, you know what?
Totally different though.
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
Like, bro, you watch Lamine Yamal, he makes it look easy.
He's got the poise of like a 26-year-old playing in his prime.
Bro, he breaks the game down for himself. Like, that's
and he's
the
a
thing.
child.
Everyone else is playing his game when he has the ball.
Anywho, get fucked, Real Madrid. Bukayo Saka, what a goal.
Yeah, sorry, we just went on a Barca tangent.
Dagger.
Also, by the way, that penalty call that was given to Arsenal was a horrific call. They were pulling each other and whatever.
Yeah.
And then I know that we were talking about it when we were watching about the no penalty on Mbappe. But
he was offsides.
Yeah, he was offsides. Like that's the only reason that was not called a penalty, and I don't think either of those calls should have been penalties, just like in the spirit of the game. What are you doing, Chad? You're just like making faces, sticking your tongue out?
He started it.
Okay, so you guys are just being idiots. But I don't know, those were weak penalties in my opinion, and I mean the Mbappe one got called off for the offside. But it was a situation with the Saka, like when Saka took the penalty.
No, I didn't mean that one.
When Marino went down, that like ball don't lie. That shouldn't have been a penalty, so it didn't go in the net.
In fact, I think Saka missing that should have been 10 more penalties for Arsenal, but that's just me.
I mean, I think Saka missing that means they should have deducted 20 points from Everton.
I mean, yeah, that too. I completely agree with that, actually. That should actually happen, like, right now.
So Manchester United not getting a Champions League spot will get Everton relegated, by the way. Just so you know. That is in the clause.
So, by the way, Carl, I would just like to point out to you, Everton are above you in the table.
Yeah, no, shut the fuck up, you goddamn dirty bitch. All right, I'm leaving. Fuck you. Can I press exit?
No, not yet. Would you? I would be very pissed because I don't have the 2-box set up for me and Chad. But it's set up for you and Chad, so don't go anywhere. The last thing I kind of want to jump in on is the just the upcoming games for this weekend in the Prem.
Bro, cut to the 2-box with me and Chad. Fuck you, bro.
No. Hold on. We talked about before how the race for 3rd to 7th could get messy and could get really heated. And Villa play Newcastle this weekend.
I was going to say, this is the week that it
huge match
starts.
for implications of Europa League place, Champions League places, all of that kind of whatever.
You know what else is really big? Leicester plays Liverpool. Fuck you.
Leicester does play Liverpool.
That could decide the fate of the universe.
I really want.
So
I
I'm not gonna lie.
Win Leicester.
I'm not gonna lie. If Leicester pull it off, am I gonna be upset? Yeah. Am I gonna be embarrassed? Yeah. Am I gonna be mad? No. Just because it's
the worst.
Oh, I'm gonna make it mad.
Can you on the podcast just say you'll do some stupid shit if Leicester ends up beating Liverpool?
What stupid shit do you want me to do?
I don't know, like light your hair on fire, like shave your head, fucking
make out with a picture of Jamie Vardy.
Yo,
I don't have one.
Yo, actually, this is what you have to do. If Leicester beat Liverpool, you have to print out a face of Jamie Vardy and wear it for the entire next episode.
Mind you, Carl's the one that's making this deal, so I have nothing to do with this.
Chad has nothing to do with this. This is all for shits. Literally,
I'll do it. I'm going
for it. I do.
You don't even have to pay for the. You don't even have to pay for any kind of printing. I'm going home to my parents for Easter this weekend. I will print out a picture of Jamie Vardy's head, just in case.
Yep.
And yeah, I will do that 100%.
Just keep it around so that we have proof of it for next episode, even if it doesn't happen, which it likely won't. But because
so when it doesn't happen, I'll have the picture ready and I'll just pull it up next week and go, "Hey, yo, Chad."
Yeah, you should draw like a dick on it. Fucking
draw a dick in Jamie Vardy's mouth, especially because after he knocked down the pride flag that one game.
That's crazy. He didn't mean to knock down the pride flag. He was just celebrating the destruction of the corner flag, okay? Mind you, I just sent him a text that I cannot probably state publicly.
You cannot say that, but I love that.
I need to read this now.
I think that's gonna wrap it up, guys.
We're gonna get out of here because I need to respond verbally to that text that Chad just sent. But we will catch you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, I don't have to put Vardy on my face. Adios,
Brian's 50-50.
Screw you guys.
Steel ball run. Steel ball run.